Thank you. Please return to your pooping stories.
Do we have to?
I can save you if you want. I can come up with another topic.
Literally anything.
Yeah, go.
I'm never going to get to tell this story, am I?
You're building up anticipation.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of what happened.
Tell me about your first car.
Oh.
Blue.
Okay.
That's all you know is
Matt.
blue.
Matt, is your first car the one I'm thinking of?
Which one are you thinking of?
The red one.
No.
No!
That was my second car.
Oh, tell me about your first car then.
First car was a 1989 Jeep Cherokee
Yeah.
in navy blue that was in pretty rough shape when it was bequeathed to me by my parents. It was probably like, I don't know, that they could not have gotten rid of it for free at that point.
No.
So they were just like, you know what, you take it. It was full of dog hair because that had been the car that was used to like cart my family's first golden retriever around. And at the time, the like prevailing advice was not to like crate your dog in the car. So she just like sat in the hatchback cargo area and shed her hair all over the back of the car. So it smelled like a wet dog.
Tasted like a wet dog.
Tasted like a wet dog. It was basically falling apart. And then one day, I don't, like, just after high school, I guess, like when I was 18 maybe, I walk out to get into the car and discover that somebody over the course of the, like, overnight has taken an entire can of green house paint and sloshed it down the driver's side of the car. All over the window, all over the side panel of the car, the hood, the whole bit.
That's some naughty mischief.
Yeah, so I come out to this car in like, I don't know, 8 or 9 a.m. and it's still wet, right? Like it's still tacky.
Oh.
So I go grab and this is in like the middle of November or December, so it's freezing cold out. So I go grab the garden hose and hose down the side of my car. But for the remainder of that car's life, it had like little flecks of green paint, randomly all over it. The window still had like a faint green film on it, and like all the lacquer had been peeling off the paint, so it was like unlacquered car paint with greenhouse paint splattered all. That car was a mess. That car was a mess, but
Yikes.
it was certainly roomier than the Miata.
Yeah, that second car was very cool though.
I loved that. The Miata was like the most entertaining car to drive.
And
that thing drove like a golf cart.
Also,
Or
like, it only
go-kart.
had one other seat, right? So,
Yes.
so you weren't beholden to everybody begging for rides.
Yes, I could only offer one person a ride at a time.
That's a powerful strength.
Yeah. The only really great story I have about the Miata was the time Graham and I got hauled out of that car at gunpoint by the Victoria police on our way home from The Dark Knight.
Why?
We were so we were driving home. It's like 1 a.m.
Okay.
We have just seen The Dark Knight in theaters, so this would have been 2008, I guess. And as we're coming down Blanchard Street in Victoria, headed towards Oak Bay, we notice there's a police car across the street. And like, oh, that's interesting. And then, we continue down Blanchard. It's like, oh, there's two more. Wow, there's a lot of police cars out tonight. What's going on? And so we turn up Bay Street, and we get to the intersection of Bay and Quadra, and there's, lo and behold, a police car on all three sides of the intersection. What we don't notice is that the car that we saw on Blanchard has also turned up behind us. And we pull up to the stoplight, and are like, man, there are a ton of cops out. What is going on? Suddenly, all of them light up, box us in, like swarm the intersection, box us in. Cops pile out of the cars. There's a canine unit there with the like German Shepherd, guns drawn, or like hands where we can see them. Do not move. And so we're both like, what the hell? So they haul us out of the car. They cuffed us both. They had like me over the rear trunk of this car.
Oh my gosh.
Like, do you have anything pointy in your in your pockets. We're both like, no. And so I'm like, this is my car. This is my car. There's papers in the thing. Like, look in the thing. Like, what is going on? What is wrong? Turns out that we had been seeing it. We'd seen Dark Knight at Tillicum, right? Mm-hmm. And there had been a red Mazda Miata stolen in the Gorge Road area.
Oh.
And when they saw us, they're like, oh, we've got a red Miata driving from the Gorge area at 1 a.m. They ran my plates. The person who ran my plates typed the plate number in wrong. And so it came back as an invalid plate. Yikes. And so they were sure that they are like, oh, somebody has swapped the plates on this car. Yeah. So they're pulling us out of this as like, you've stolen this car. Like, where did you get this car? Where did you get this car? And so anyhow, I'm like, they do eventually look at the insurance papers and my license and are like, oh, it is your car. Uncuff both of us. I'm like sitting there in the driver's seat with the door open, like shaking, head between my knees, like. And cop's like, so are you okay to drive home? I'm like, probably I will be. Oh, by the way, where were you? And I'm like, well, we went and saw Dark Knight. Oh, how was it? I heard it was really good. I'm like, it was the better part of my evening.
Oh God.
So yeah. Anyhow, that was the time Graham and I got hauled out of my Miata.
And that's why I always carry spare underwear in the trunk.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Dude.
Yeah. So anyhow, that was an experience. And they just drove off.
My first car was white.
Carrie, what was your first car?
My first car was, what are those ones that they use for, okay, it was tan, but it's the kind they use for cop cars in the States.
For when it goes
I don't remember what kind it is.
Like a Ford?
I think that's it.
A
the
Crown
Vic.
Second.
Oh, Crown Vic, okay.
I think that's what it was, but I totaled it, which will be no surprise to anyone who's seen me sit in the driver's chair. My family has a history of totaling their first cars on left turns, so I followed in my sister's footsteps.
That's a very specific witch's curse.
And made a left turn.
And left is the only way you go in this game.
Someone was coming around a hill and, like, coming around a corner up a hill and going, I maintained faster than they should have been. So as I came through the left turn, they hit the side of my car, and I think I probably totaled it when I decided that the car was in the way and I really should get it out of the way and tried to back it up. That was probably the wrong move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Rip car.
Rip car. It was decent. It was a good car. It's gone now.
It's in car heaven.
Yeah.
Where the littlest
yeah.
toaster went.
It's in a farm. It's in a farm upstate.
Actually, I don't really have a good first car story. I just wanted to point something out if you're pointing at me.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
We just cracked a desert buck.
What?
Shift
Point.
Total cracked a